Welcome to video number 2, ladies and gentlemen, on triangles, lesson 7.3. We already classified the triangles based on angles first and then by sides. And now we are going to take those triangles and we are going to find some missing angle measures. And you were asked to take notes from page 288 on how to find the angle measures of a triangle. And it specifically told you that the three angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. You know, if you want to prove it, you could, on a piece of paper, take a straight edge and you could draw a triangle. You could then cut off, I'll use a squiggly line, so you could cut off the three angles and put them together side by side, and you would find that they would form a straight angle. So you would have the three, like if this was 1 and this was 2 and this was 3, 1, 2, and 3 together, they would form a straight angle. And we already know a straight angle is 180 degrees. So you could prove that if you wanted. So you just take the three angles, and in the book they called them angle X, angle Y, angle Z, add them together, they equal 180. That's pretty easy dang darn stuff. There's something I want to add to that because of prepping for the future, but it's still important to know. I want you to write this formula. Formula to know. Formula you need to know. And mostly for the future, but we're going to show how it works for this one. And that formula is 180 times n minus 2. And that equals the sum of angle measures for a polygon with n sides. Yes, a triangle is a polygon. A polygon is a shape formed, an enclosed shape. There's no opening, so it's a closed figure formed by straight sides. Okay? And the smallest one you can have is 3 sides. And what do we call a 3-sided polygon? We call them triangles. So we can prove that besides taking some corners off, besides taking a protractor and measuring, we can prove with this formula 180 times. Well, what's the number n? What is the number of sides for a triangle? That's right, 3 minus 2. So that would be 180 times 1, which is 180. So that's why. If you want to know what it is for a 4-sided figure, like a square or a parallelogram, or a 5-sided figure or a 10-sided figure, it doesn't matter. You put the number of sides into this formula, and it will tell you what the sum of the angle measures is. So we need to know this formula. We need to know this formula mostly for the future because you're going to have it memorized that a triangle is equal to 180. Let's use that and move right along. Here we have a triangle, and it has 3 angles, and all we have to do is add them up. We have 60 plus 60 plus x equals 180 degrees. Okay? 60 plus 60 plus x equals 180 degrees. So we take those two, we add them together, we simplify by adding those together. That's 120 plus x equals 180 degrees. And then we subtract 120 from both sides, and we get that x is equal to 60 degrees. Well, that only makes sense. We can figure that out by looking. If all 3 sides are the same, then all 3 angles have to be the same. Makes sense. Move along. Now we got another triangle. We have 124 degrees plus 28 degrees plus x equals, again, we know a triangle, the sum of those angles is 180 degrees. Again, we simplify by adding those two together, and that is 152 plus x is equal to 180. Subtracting the 152, and we get that x is equal to 28 degrees. Well, once again, that only makes sense. 2 sides are the same, so the opposite angles have to have the same angle measure. All right. Moving right along to example number 8. Here we have a triangle with different side lengths this time. Well, maybe. We don't have any side We don't have any side length markings, so the angles are probably all different, just like the sides are all different. So we take 41, we add it to 37, we add that to x, and we say that's equal to 180 degrees. And of course, if we classified this, it would be what? Well, we don't know yet, because we don't know what all of the angles are. That x might be more than 90, so let's finish this up. Simplifying by adding those two together, we get 78 plus x equals 180. Subtracting 78 from both sides, x is now equal to 102. So if x is 102, then we know that this is an obtuse scalene. Just a review from yesterday. Obtuse scalene triangle. So there you go. If we have to classify, you can do that after you find the angle measures. And there you go. Adding them up. Boy, it doesn't get any easier. I don't need to show you 1,000 more examples. I don't. But here's something that's a little bit different. This says tell whether the triangle can have the given angle measures, and if not, change the first angle measure so that the angle measures form a triangle. Well, so we don't have a picture. Now they just give us the three angles, and they're saying, hey, can these three angle measures give us a triangle? Because we know if it's a triangle, it equals 180. So we just take them and we add them. And when we add them, we're going to find out that 33 plus 140 plus 12, that only equals 185. So no, this does not form a triangle. It does not. So it says if not, we got to change the first angle measure so that it does form a triangle. So if we're only going to change the first one, well, 185 is too much. 185, we know it's supposed to be 180. Oop, I should have wrote that right under. So we're going to subtract the 180 from that, and we get 5. So we have to subtract 5 from 33, and we get that we need a 28-degree angle measure to make a triangle. So we need 28 degrees, we need 140 degrees, and we need 12 degrees. That will form a triangle. Moving right along, we will go with the second, number 10. 25 plus 64 plus 91. And if you add those three together, they equal 180 degrees exactly. So yes, these angles do form a triangle. So that's all it's asking you to do. If it does not form a triangle, you got to take and find out, well, what do you got to do to make it form one? And then either add or subtract, because sometimes it could be less, sometimes it could be more, and make that angle so that you would have a triangle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a pretty quick lesson there. Our quick right number 2, part C, find the value of x. And once again, I'm asking, please draw a nice triangle, put in your markings, and then find the value of x by writing out your equation equal to 180. Of course, please write down questions. Questions regarding triangles. This by graphing should not be in there. Just write down questions or put a question mark or highlight next to the section of the notes that you feel you need more support for. Begin your assignment. A lot of times, beginning of your assignment will lead you to some questions that you can ask in class. Remember, quality effort, 45 minutes, guys. Aggressiveness and urgency, you're going to get almost all of your assignment done at home in that 45 minutes because it's pretty dang darn quick and easy. All right? So please do so. Use your time effectively, and I will see you in class tomorrow. You got plenty of time to work tonight. Bye-bye.